welcome back to Foreign Friday. We apologize about the...
we're back to what we were.
Oh, no. So apparently my microphone is all mixed up. And right before we came on, Tom said I sounded fine, and now I don't sound so good again.
And we're back to the way we were. So whatever you did before.
Yeah.
Also, your screen is freezing.
Oh, great. Just great. That's got to be some sort of internet problem. Yeah, it says I am not internet. All right, what the hell? It says I'm not connected to the internet, Thomas. Can you hear me or no?
Yep, I can hear you.
Still crackling or not?
Crackling, yes.
Huh. I think it's an internet issue, Thomas, is what I think.
Okay.
And maybe it'll come in and come out. I don't know. I've been having weird internet issues. I can't explain how or why. So we'll keep the conversation in the comment section. Can you comment on the audio for you and if I'm in or out? Because my house internet Wi-Fi thing, it says I'm not really connected. So, but yet here we are talking. So I have no idea what's going on. Am I still on the screen, Tom? And still crackling. Yes. All right. Well. All right. I apologize.
Not crackling, but
I don't know.
You never know.
Well, it says I have no internet, so this is going to be the best show ever. So, all right. Anyway, last week Tom was super hot. Hopefully that is a good start.
Yeah, but we're back. Now we're back in Hong Kong. It's always humbling.
Well, let's just go. Let the video. We'll let Tom do some talking, and hopefully we can get it done. Race number 1, Thomas, is the Jockey Club Sprint. And I'm crackling. Can you please let me know in the comment section to the degree I'm crackling for you? Here you have it. It's the Jockey Club Sprint. Here is the way the early race should take form, Thomas. Beauty Waves could be a lone front runner. Since I'm crackling and you're not, 1,200 meters, Thomas. Weather should be nice. The track is good. 1,200 meters. They're going to start here. They're going to run around the track. And when they're done running around the track, Tom, since you're not crackling and I am, who's going to win?
Well, I think it's kind of hard not to pick number 1, Ka Ying Rising. He just won the richest turf sprint in the world, in the Everest, and beat the best sprinters. And some of those sprinters in Australia, like Jimmy Starr, came out and won last week in a Group 1. So he beat some good Australian bunch. He's had 133 days to recover, and he won his barrier trial over some decent horses. It was on the all-weather. So he's ready to roll again, it appears. Number 8, Tom Dachi Kokoro. It's going to be my next choice. Won the last 3 races, including a Group 2 last time out. Times were decent. He runs from mid-pack and comes on. He ran 6th in his barrier trial, and guess who he was running against?
I don't want to talk.
It's a tough one. It's Ka Ying Rising.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's good enough to get a piece. I don't think he's good enough to beat the top choice. Number 7, Raging Blizzard, will be my final choice. He comes from way back, and he got 2nd last time out. He is a Group 3 winner, 2 starts back. Again, he'll close strongly. I just think, there's good horses in front of him, but I'm going to try to get at least some kind of price out of this damn race because who's going to be the favorite.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know how well I'm communicating today. Ka Ying Rising, I don't know how you get past that one. 17 races, 15 wins. Raging Blizzard, maybe I can scream, Thomas, through the crackling. Going to be closing. Ran a little bit better barrier trial than it looks between starts. 8, Tamadachi Kokoro, as we agree on those 3. Won 3 in a row. a second faster in its last race. I'm worried about potentially regression coming. And then Beauty Waves, I'm going to go with a little bit of a long shot. Thomas, Complete Flyer could be a lone E with the top pick, Ka Ying Rising, sitting in shotgun. All others mid and back. If you can get the right pace, it can finish in the money. Did I crackle the entire time?
Yes.
Great. Race 7. The Private Wealth Jockey Club Mile. I guess they're going to run a mile, which is this race right here. How many furlongs is this one? 1,600 meters. Yes.
1,600 meters.
Right here around the track. Here is the way the race should take place, Thomas. Plenty of other horses today to get to the lead. So what do you think about that speed picture?
Looks accurate. I think there is some question of what's going to be up front, because there are a lot of these are mid-pack types.
All right. So who's going to win, Tom?
7, My Wish. It's won his last 2 starts. They were at 1,600 meters and 1,400 meters, and both of them have been in group races. He was the favorite in both those races. And in a Group 1, before he ran 4th to Red Lion, but I think he's really improved. His prep was a barrier trial, and guess who he was running against? Ka Ying Rising. He ran 2nd by 4 lengths. Biggest thing with this horse that I like is that he seems to be versatile. He can run mid-pack, he can run from way back, and that's always a good sign. He'll need some pace to run it, like always, but most of them do. Number 2, Galaxy Patch is going to be my next choice. I think he needed a race last time. When he got to the straight, he needed some room and didn't get it and ran 6th. I think a better trip. He's now got a better draw and should run a lot better today. And finally, 5, Happy Together. He got caught by My Wish last time, but he finished okay. His barrier trial was average, but he's good enough to hit the board, and that's where I'm going to play him.
For me, I'm going to start off with the 13, Light Years Charm. Maybe not the best post position, leaving at number 11, but the best jockey, Zach Purton, and getting some extra distance today. My Wish, that's going to be your heavy favorite. Another one. I think you get 3 in a row. Just races 6, 7, and 8. Hard to get around this one as well, as he was faster in his last race. Number 3, Beauty Eternal. Last race was a lot better than it looks, as Beauty Eternal improved by more than 2 seconds. Then finally, Happy Together. Doesn't win much versus top company, but I think we'll do enough late today, Thomas, to finish in the money. And while you were talking, I went over to YouTube and listened in. I didn't hear myself crackling, so maybe there's something going on between you and me. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to listen to both things at the same time, but that's what I was doing. All right,
Good.
So race number 8 is the Jockey Club Cup. This one's 2,000 meters. They're going to go a little bit longer. They're going to start here. They're going to come around the finish line once, come back here. Thomas, that quick turn, does that impact the speed map, in your opinion, in terms of post position?
I don't think there's a ton of speed in this race, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm assuming the 2 long shots are the ones that are going to take the lead here.
Does it really matter, considering who is the most likely top pick here?
Yeah, well, I'm going to start with 2. Voyage Bubble is my first choice. Last race, he ran 12th to My Wish. The whip was dropped late in the race. Probably didn't help much. And, he just didn't finish. He's won big races here, so we know he can do it. He has 2 wins and a second from 3 starts at this distance. So the distance isn't an issue. They changing today to Zach, and he rode in a barrier trial where he ran third on the all weather. So Zach rode him in that barrier trial. So he's already had some inkling on the horse, and I think that may help it. Without question, number 1, Romantic Warrior. It will be the big favorite here. He raced 2 starts ago in Saudi Arabia. It was the first time on the dirt, and he lost to the Breeders' Cup winner, Classic winner, Forever Young. That's a pretty good horse.
Mm-hmm.
And he returned to the turf on Dubai and ran second to Soul Rush. Also not bad. He's been off since May. He's got 3 barrier trials. He won his last one. His first 2 were not great. At this point right now, he's one of the best in the world. And he's faced top company. 4, Aaron Straight Aaron is going to be my final choice, I should say. Close 4th against My Wish last time out. Going to add distance, which definitely helps a bit. But he's never really done well at this distance, so somewhat of a question on that. For me, I think the reason why I picked him was I'm coming off that last effort. He closed well. He hadn't been doing that. So that's my classic Signs of Life horse.
Yes, indeed. A good handicapping angle from our friend Tom, who lit up last week at Caulfield. So hopefully his Signs of Life gives him a horse with some life. But I feel like in this field, I know the first 3 races, you had Ka Ying Rising, you had My Wish. I felt like Ka Ying Rising, you couldn't get past this one. And I think it's even harder to get past Romantic Warrior, considering when you get beyond Voyage Bubble, there's really not a whole lot to beat in that race. I think if it goes off at 3-5, which was the line I saw, that might actually prove to be a steal. But anyway. And then next, why not Ka Ying Generation? That one could rise, Thomas. Nothing in any of his barrier works, prepping for this first race in a bit, says pick me. But if he's going to win, or at least hit the board, it's going to be at 2,000 meters. It's his distance, 4 races, a win, a second, and a third. Every other distance, 13 times, 1 win, a couple of seconds, and nothing else. So it's today or nada for Ka Ying Generation. And then there's Voyage Bubble, and quite really, based on the rest of what's in this race, he looks like a standout. He would be a standout in this race, probably a first pick too, if not for Romantic Warrior. But, that last race, Thomas, not good. And I know you mentioned he dropped the whip, but he's probably frustrated and thought he had no chance. Real quick, since I may not be crackling, there's always free picks at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Today's free track, I forget, but there's something every day. Kindly use the links you find on horseracingtoday.net. Or the free track today looks like it's going to be Laurel Park. There you go. Good conditions today. 3 stakes races over there tomorrow, so good prep for that. When the show is over, if I'm crackling, there won't be any crackling in the text. You can pick Tom's picks, my picks, our thoughts. It'll be over there along with the race replay. While you're there, hit that HRT gear button. Our own Black Friday, only 3 days left to save 25% off on your Horse Racing Today gear. Kindly do that and support the show. Race number 9, Tom, is next for us. That is the BoC Credit Card Handicap. Yes, they want you to bet using your credit card. Just joking, of course.
Apparently.
Yes. We never wager $1 more than you can afford to lose. All right, so this one's going to go back to 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs. They're going to come here, make their way around the track. As we like to show here on the race card, this one looks like it could have plenty of speed, Thomas.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of speed in here.
So maybe pick a horse from the middle and back. Really a lot of horses in here. No runs, 1 run, no runs, barrier runs. So this is going to take some excellent handicapping skills. And our good friend, 4 out of 5, Tom, will look to make it 1 here with who?
I start with 3, Star Rise. His first start in Hong Kong, he ran a good second, and then he ran 4th. last time out, and it definitely had some issues there in the race, being at the beginning of it. So I think he lost any chance to win with those issues. He has won twice, maiden and a benchmark 64 race in Australia, so he does win. Again, the issue is simply without trouble, he's got a good chance. Number one is public attention. He's the top weight in this race, and that's for a good reason. I mean, even though he's never started in Hong Kong, that's because he won a Group 3 in Australia at this distance. Should be the favorite, I would think. He's got winning efforts in his barrier trial, so yeah, I think he's the one to beat, and I'm going to try to with my top choice, Star Rise. Finally, I'm going to go with 5, Skyjoy. He's moving from winning efforts in Class 4. He ran second in a Class 3 last time out. He appears to be getting better. Good. He won his barrier trial coming into this race. The only negative with him is that barrier 14. That's why I can't put him on top.
Well, that doesn't faze me, Thomas.
Yeah, and you know how well we do with that barrier 14.
Yes, but I have him as my top pick. I ran through these races, these races with the horses that are big question marks. The one thing that's not a question mark is the races that they've run already, and I factor in their times and look at it. And if they all run to the best they've run so far, Skyjoy would be about a second faster than everybody else. That'd be a pretty big win. Vermilion Tempest, the 12 horse, all the way down here. He's probably post number 13. What are you going to do? He's actually post 5. One race.
That's a little better.
Yeah, a little better. One race, one win. And the biggest improvement usually comes in race number 2. So second race upside, big winning angle for me. It's a boom or bust race. If he booms, you're going to get paid. If he busts, well, something ventured. Number 11. Yeah, he gets post 11. I love those outside posts in Hong Kong. Only 6 furlong race that this one has fits relative to the rest of these, and it was as fast as any other horse in this race, sans the 5, Skyjoy. And then finally, number 8, Shearing, I guess. Skiering. Zach Purton, going to be the public choice, but the horse needs to improve off of its last race. Does get the rail, but Zach Purton's riding, second start after a layoff. Every reason to believe that horse will be better. The final race for you and I this week, Thomas, will be race number 10. It is the BoC Pay Handicap. This will be the last race for you and I in November, because next week after Friday we'll be taking off. 2 weeks we'll return, Thomas, for 4 and Friday. I'm sure you haven't looked out there yet, but any idea what we might do in 2 weeks?
Nope.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
That's kind of the answer I expected. 1,400 meters, our 1,400 meter map. We're going to start right there. Pretty good long run down there. Make that turn, come on home. 7 furlongs, I believe, Tom. 1,400 meters, right?
Correct.
So is it a sprint? Is it a route? If it's a sprint, well, you got a lot of speed in this one up front there, Tom. So could be a hot pace, maybe a horse from the middle back where you want to look. Is that how you kind of read the tempo?
Yeah, I think the pace. It says the pace on here good. I think it'd be good to fast. I could easily see somebody try to cut this 6-7 furlong race and fade badly, and the rush will be on after that.
Yeah, this one will be 5 a.m. Eastern. I know Tom will be up. He gets up at the crack of the dawn with the chickens, but I don't.
Well, we're going to start with 8, Tin Fook, my top choice. Ran 4th behind a slow pace last time out. I think a little faster pace, and he had that race before. He finished 3rd. He's going to be wide on the turn. That's what he's kind of what he does every time. And but I think there's enough pace in front for him to get the position and get home first. Number 3, Everyone's Star. My next choice. He's 1-3. Starts back. 1-3 starts back, and then ran second in his last 2 starts. His previous 2 races, he drew wide. Guess where he drew this time? Wide.
Yeah,
Again.
doesn't bother you. Yes, doesn't bother me
But
either.
he's in good form. He's been able to overcome that outside and get second. He's got that man on him, so he's usually pretty good at getting something done. And number 14, Blazing Wukon is going to be my final judge. I don't know. He's going to move up in class after a 3rd place finish last time out. He was real heavy weight put on him, and I think that's why they're moving him up. And he's breaking from the outside, but he gets the rate break. I think that helps. It's the class going up. I don't know about, but why would you put a horse that just he ran well enough and then move him up? I'm going to think that there's something going on there positively, and stranger things have happened.
Indeed, they have. Everyone's Star is my pick. Again, that outside post position, gotta love it. But the final times that this one has popped at the distance says at its best. Another one of those races where you got to look at what they have done. He'd be tough to beat. Number 12, Stellar Swift, with Holly Doyle aboard. Long shot that can come off the bench hot. Number 1, Brilliant Express. Draw 1 as well. Hey, look at that. Inside, outside. Barbell horses for me. 3rd start after a layoff. Classic handicapping angle. Going to be closing at the end. And the last race, if you analyze the final times, were actually better than it looked. And then finally, Master of All, Thomas. That should be the name of our show. The resume says I had to pick this one over other considerations, which included the 2, the 10, and the 13 for me, but not the 14. So that means the 14 is probably going to be the winner. Well, hopefully, Thomas, I didn't crackle too badly. Again, when a little bit later on, I'll post all of our picks over here just in case I was not, you couldn't hear me, which might not be a bad thing because Thomas was the one that was the big lighter on fire last week. Tom, tell us a little bit. You had some nice wins. What was the biggest payout you had?
Well, the biggest payoff was actually the race that I ran second because he went off at 30-1. The horse I picked second won the race, and that was $175 exacta. So that one was because my top choice ran second.
Yeah, and if I remember, that was the second race in our series last week, if I remember correctly.
No, it's number 6. It was the first race
was the first race.
Yeah,
because I ended up having a trifecta in there.
And the next races, I won them all. One had the top choices. Now, granted, there weren't some big prices there, but they're good enough.
Thomas, as Terry says all the time, that a winner is a winner, right? And as I say, there's no value in picking a long shot that runs off the board. The only value in horse racing is to pick the winner. Where else can you double your money in a minute and 20 seconds if you're right? Nowhere else.
And if you're wrong, you buy garbage cans.
Yeah, you got to keep those people in business.
Absolutely.
People who press those metal baskets into a circle. All right, well, that wraps it up.
Have somewhere to put those tickets, even if they're electronic.
I remember the old days when you would go to the OTB on the floor. You had the people picking them up, running them through the machine, and every now and then they would find a lottery ticket in there that someone dropped the winning ticket.
I one time did that.
You found one, or you dropped one?
No, I found one. What happened was, the race was run. It was at Aqueduct. The race was run, and people were throwing their tickets away, and then the inquiry sign came up. So my friend and I scampered around and found tickets that had the winning combination. And, it was a $70 plus exacta. And sure enough, they changed the order.
That was probably my ticket because I can remember a few times where I was at the OTB and your horse loses and you get mad and you crumble it up and you Kobe Bryant it or Michael Jordan it or LeBron, depending upon your era. And then when they put the objection sign up, you're like, and you're digging through stuff and you can't find it. So anyway. All right, folks. Well, that wraps up. Hopefully a decent show on your end. It'll be fun at Hong Kong. We certainly hope if you're on this side of the Atlantic that you enjoy your Thanksgiving and spend all your money on Black Friday. Keep the economy going. Thomas, any final thoughts from you before we part for a couple of weeks?
There's a term they call the people who go and pick tickets up. You know what that is?
Scavengers.
Stroopers.
Stroopers. I did not know. Well,
yes. So a strooper is one who goes picks those tickets up, and you can imagine what the thing is. But yeah, Hong Kong is always humbling for me. Even though there's some really good races and some really good horses running in a couple of these races.
Yeah, as always. And deep fields, not as deep as usual this weekend, but in any case. Well, no matter what you're doing, we certainly hope that your voice is loud and clear, that you have God's grace and God's favor in every single thing you do. Thomas ends up in the...
I hope the winner is in closure.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully Tom can keep his hot streak, and maybe I can just catch a little bit of that smoke. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. Yes, indeed.